Achieving long-term success with Google Shopping ads. How to know if your Google Shopping ads is on track? If you've been running your ads for about 6 months to a year or so, how do you know if your ads are profitable? And what are the 2 metrics you can look at? And how do you fit in your Google Shopping ads into your greater scheme of your business goals for your Shopify store? I'm going to go into the details of looking at the shopping metrics in Google Ads itself and explaining how does it relate to the profitability of your ads in relationship to the sales for your store. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to share a bonus tip for you if you've been running Google Shopping ads for about 6 months or so and you have a slight issue that you might encounter and you don't quite know what to do. So do check that out. So do remember to watch it till the end. If you're looking for shortcuts, quick wins for your Google Shopping ads, then this video is not for you. Please turn it off and leave right now. But if you're interested to know about the science part, I'm going to break down to the details of exactly which part of the shopping campaign are you supposed to be looking out for so you can scale your Google Shopping ads to greater heights and higher profitability. Hi, I'm Clarice, the ROI doctor who helps Shopify store owners to scale up their Google Shopping ads so they can double their store traffic and sales. If you're new to my channel, you definitely want to download my Shopify marketing guide. Link in the description and pinned comments where I go into the pros and cons of driving traffic to your store from various sources, free ways and paid ways, so you don't have to put all your eggs into one single basket. If you're running shopping ads, that would definitely recommend as well other ways to drive traffic as well. So that's going to help to increase profitability of your store over time. I also have an entire playlist for Shopify marketing store owners who are really serious about growing the store, want to look into the mechanics and the tactics of scaling up the store using Google Shopping ads or YouTube ads or blogging. So you can check that out. My entire playlist, link in the top right hand corner of the screen. Google Shopping conversion tracking. For us to be able to scale up the Google Shopping ads correctly, you must have first set up your conversion tracking correctly. This is where you would have set it up. Look at these screenshots here. And by setting this up correctly, you would have set up your target to a conversion to be the sales for each sales. And the value of each sale, which is the revenue numbers for each order itself, should also be recorded as part of the target, which is the conversion value. So if you have set it up correctly and you have been seeing a couple of sales coming in within the first 6 months of your campaign, then you're in good shape. You're collecting the right data for your campaign, and through this information you'll be able to extrapolate how you'll be able to increase the profitability of your campaign. If you're struggling to know if you want to increase the ad budget or so and you're not quite sure, I have a video right here, link in the top right hand corner of the screen, where I go into the best timings to increase your Google Shopping ad budget. Is it the right time yet, or it's not, whether you should spend more time optimizing it? So do check that out. But this video is not about increasing the ad budget. This video is kind of looking at the big picture plan of your Google Shopping ads. There are 2 shopping metrics that you should be looking at to ensure the long-term sustainability of your paid campaigns. During the start of your campaign, there are 3 main metrics you are probably focusing on, which is the click-through rate, the cost per click, and the conversion rate of your campaign. And if you're starting out, these are the average values that you should be looking out for. You want to be looking at the average cost per click to be at 0.66 cents USD. That's the average. But depending on the industry, of course, this could differ, but there is a good ballpark of how much you should be spending per click. And the second metric to be looking at as well when you're starting out is the click-through rates, which is 0.86%, meaning that if you're showing your ads to the right people, when each of your product ads is showing to the right people, people should be clicking on the ad. So if you have a really low click-through rate, lower than 0.86%, that's super low, like 0.1, 0.2%. So maybe your ads are not being shown to the right people, so there could be problems with the titles, with the description. You need to rework them so you can improve on the click-through rate. On that, I've seen successful Google Shopping ad campaign that could go up to as high as over 1% for this click-through rate. But of course, there is a lot of work to be done on that. If you want to know how to improve the click-through rates for your Google Shopping ads, you want to check out my other video right here, link on the top right-hand corner of the screen, 12 ways to drive higher clicks for your Google Shopping campaigns, where I go into the different areas that you can improve on your ad, especially on the images, your product images, to attract people to stop scrolling and click on your ad to find out more. And the third metric when you're starting out to be looking at is the conversion rate, of course. So the average Google Shopping conversion rate is about 1.91% across all industries, across different countries. So that's an average, so about 1.91%. So that's the latest numbers that I could get from the internet when I did some Googling around to find the stats, because not every store owner will be sharing their stats openly. So we don't really have the actual figure, but I would say 1.91% is a good number to be working with. So if you have very low conversion rate, like 0.1%, 0.2%, and if you have really high cost per click, then it will result in a problem. Your Google Shopping ad campaign will not be profitable. And that goes on nicely to this topic that I want to talk about. There are 2 shopping metrics that you should be looking at to ensure the long-term sustainability of your paid campaigns. Cost per conversion. Cost per conversion is one of the key metrics that you want to be focusing on to drive a sustainable, profitable Google Shopping ad campaign. Cost per conversion, that refers to the amount that you need to be putting into your campaign to get that one sales order, to get that one customer to your store. And if your cost per conversion is really high and this person clicks onto your store, doesn't buy or refund, or they don't spend a lot with your store, that makes your campaign unprofitable. Let's say if your cost per conversion, you're looking at USD $30, and this customer comes onto your store and buys something that's worth $10. You've just experienced a loss of $20. So if this goes on, if you get more of this type of customers, that makes your entire campaign totally useless. Your store is not going to be able to sustain long-term growth and scale up, especially if this customer is not going to buy again and again from your store. So let's say if this customer spends $10 on your store and you spend $30 to get that one sale, but if this customer returns again 2 months later or 3 months later, they decide to subscribe, they sign up to a subscription to your store and they come again and again, that's spending over a long period of time. Let's say every month that they are spending like $10 to your store, and then they subscribe to something that's 6 months. Well, then that's $60 and you spend $30 to get that conversion, then that's going to be well worth your Google Shopping campaigns. It means that it's still profitable in the long run. But if you're only looking for short-term gains, if you're getting customers who are not likely to buy from you again, then cost per conversion, which is so much higher than the average order value or what the customer is spending for your store, that doesn't really make sense for you to continue working on your store at all. That will make it highly unprofitable for you to continue running your Google Shopping ads on a long-term basis. When you are looking at the performance of your Google Shopping campaign, there is this cost per conversion, which you can extract out in the columns and you add it to your campaign. So you make sure you're closely monitoring this cost per conversion metric. It's very important. If you are new to the world of Google Shopping ads or considered newish to the world of paid Google ads, you might want to know that the average cost per conversion is USD 38.87. So if you're not expecting your customers to be spending more than that, and you don't really have enough budget to wait for the customer to become profitable over a longer period of time, then you might want to reconsider if Google Shopping ads is the right method for you to grow your Shopify store. But if you're in a profitable niche and you know that your customers who are buying from you are likely to buy again and again, or they might sign up for a subscription with you, then it makes it worthwhile for you to be running Google Shopping ads if you know exactly what's your cost per conversion. So let's say if your store is in a profitable niche and you know that your customer lifetime value, which is the total amount of money they are going to spend with you during their relationship with you, they're going to be buying regularly from you over a long period of time, could be 3 months, 6 months, in a year's time. Examples are, let's say if you are in the pet industry, you are selling like pet products and you know that pet is going to grow up to become a bigger dog, then they might need different items like dog collars, which the dog has outgrown, so they might want to get another dog collar in like 2 years or 3 years time. So you know that potential customers likely to buy more from you over time. Then you could actually consider acquiring a customer at a slightly higher cost because you know that you're going to recoup your loss at the end of the day, even if your cost per conversion is higher than that first sale order that you're getting from that click. And this is the terminology I want you to keep in mind. Even if you don't remember everything else from my video, I want you to focus on your customer lifetime value. That's a very important concept that you want to think about for a sustainable store over time. You want your store to be existing in 5 years to 10 years time. Customer lifetime value is what you want to be focusing on because typically a very successful store over time, about 20% of their revenue comes from returning customers because they know that a customer who has bought from you again and they're very happy with your products, they are more likely to want to continue buying from you. If you have a sale or if you have a special product launch, these are the people who have been satisfied with your products. They know that buying products from you is a guarantee. They're going to get quality products. And that's when you can continue building a relationship over a long period of time. And that's how your business can become scalable over time. And this is where you need to build up your email marketing list. You want to keep in contact with your customers. You want to send them some messages from time to time. If you have interesting news or if you have interesting new products that you want to really recommend to them, you know it's going to be useful for them, then you want to keep in contact with them. And that's when you can either grow an email marketing list, or if you have their contact numbers, if some people like text, you can send text messages to them. If you want to learn more about growing your marketing list, your email marketing list, you can check out my other video right here where I go into details about how to build your email marketing list, building long-term sustainable relationships with your customers so they will become your best advocates and will recommend their friends and family to buy from you as well. And now you know about the cost per conversion, I want to go into the second metric, which is the return on ad spend. Return on ad spend in Google Ads is shown as all conversion value over cost. Actually retrieve this particular metric, or you can divide it for yourself from the Google Ads numbers that you can see. Screenshot right here. To get the return on ad spend, go to modify the columns for your campaigns. Under conversions, you can see all conversion value over cost. Check the box and this column value will always appear as part of the report so you can get a quick bird's eye view when you log into Google Ads. Why is this ad spend return so important? If you're focused on more short-term gains, which is you want a guarantee that even if this customer don't buy from you again, sale you're getting from this Google Shopping ads is still profitable, then you want to focus on this metric. What this metric does is you know that when you add on more money to your Google Shopping ad, you are still going to be profitable. You're going to be guaranteed a certain amount of return, which could be 200% or 300%. So you don't have to wait till like 3 months later or 6 months later if the customers buy from you again. You know that as long as you are running this ad and there is a certain percentage of guarantee ad spend for your return, so it makes you profitable to continue running right now. But I want to highlight as well that this ad spend return that you have right here is the minimum value you are getting from the entire campaign itself. So if that customer who bought from you buy from you again and again, like let's say maybe 20-30% of those customers that you've acquired through Google Shopping campaigns decides to buy from you again, then that makes it 2 times to 3 times more profitable than what you can. But the ad spend for return gives you a guarantee of how profitable you can be based on this one ad right now. And if you're running a campaign like PMax, you can set your campaign to be focusing on the return on ad spend, which is also known as the ROAS, which you can see, focusing your campaigns on targeting customers who are not just buying from you, they're going to spend a lot of money with you. In this case, you're going to get the most return for your advertising dollar at this point in time, regardless of whether they're going to buy from you in the future. So I'm not going to go into the intricacies of how to set up the ROAS as the main targeting goal for your campaign because it's quite complicated. But if you want to learn more about that, I can do another video. You can let me know in the comments below if that would be useful for you. Otherwise, I'll just let you know that this is an option for you at a more intermediate to advanced stage. I just want you to be aware that there is this setting that you can set up that you can maximize your advertising dollar for your PMAX by choosing this setting, but that is on the pretext that your campaign is already generating conversion, getting sales, and that would make that more accurate. But if your campaign has not accumulated any sales at all, setting this maximum ROAS for your campaigns, for your PMAX, is not going to help you at all because there's no data for the algorithm to learn from, so they will not be able to find the customers who are going to maximize their purchases even if they see your ad. I hope you get a better idea of how to set your Google Shopping campaign, or you have a better idea of how this entire campaign could work for your store, because I noticed that not enough people talk about cost per conversion and this return on ad spend, which I feel is very important if you are really growing a business. And one bonus tip for you, if you have been running your ads for 3 to 6 months or more than that, and some of your popular products has gone out of stock, most people have set up their Google Shopping campaigns to show the best performing ads. What happens is normally you get a lot of clicks and then more likely you're going to get sales because some products sell better than others. And what happens is if your products go out of stock, then Google will stop showing those ads. So if you're running Google Shopping campaigns or if you're running PMAX, specifically the product ads will just stop running. If you are wondering why after some time your Google Shopping ads becomes not profitable, you might want to take a look at that. Is it because of your most popular products having sold out and you have not restocked yet? So take a look at that. I hope that gives you a better idea, especially as it is that some products just sell better than others and you would spend more to get a specific customer for certain products compared to another. If you've watched my video to this point, I want to remind you that the success of your Google Shopping ad campaign is in alignment with your entire business goals. If you're not sure what your business goals is, it's unlikely that your campaign is going to be sustainable and support your growth of your store over time. When we look at Google Shopping metrics like cost per conversion or return on ad spend, these metrics could differ as well if you are a store that is selling in different countries and you are showing your Google Shopping ads in different countries. So the cost per conversion could differ in different countries. Maybe certain products are more popular in countries A, B, C, but other products could be less popular in those countries. So in this case, there will be different cost per conversion and the return on ad spend will be different as well. So you want to keep that in mind, especially if you're running multiple Google Shopping campaigns targeting different countries. So yeah, you need to actually set up different Google Shopping ad campaign for different countries because the targeting is different, the audience is different, the customers' behavior are different. So if you want to run more profitable Google Shopping campaigns, you want to make sure that each of this country targeting is separately set up. The purpose of my video today is meant to guide you to set up your middle to long-term goals for your Google Shopping campaigns and what are the next steps. So you know that if your shopping campaign is profitable, you should continue doing more of it, or if it's not, maybe there are areas you need to be working on to actually work out those numbers. Don't just run Google Shopping ads and expect that people are going to come to your store and they're just going to continue to buy. It doesn't work like that for successful business owners. If you have been listening to them, you have been looking at how they're running the business, you realize that these numbers or these metrics that I've just been explaining to you is all very important to them, because at the end of the day, they need to know that their income or their revenue is going to be more than their cost. Otherwise, it's not possible to expand their business at all over time. If you're serious about scaling up your Google Shopping ads and your business is doing really well, you want to make sure that they're profitable, you can choose to work with me as well. I help Shopify store owners to scale up their Google Shopping ads. My contact details in the description and pinned comment, so you can check that out. I go into much details working with business owners, not just on the campaigns, because the campaigns are meant to support the business goals. So usually I'll work with them to understand what's their business goal, and I'll help to adjust their Google Shopping campaigns to support the vision of the business. If you're not ready to work with me yet, don't worry, there are a couple of other free resources that I have about 7 reasons why Google Shopping ads fail, especially if you're new to Google Shopping ads. You can also check that out, link in the top right hand corner of the screen. Don't 100% rely on Google Shopping ads to drive store traffic and sales for your store. I believe in building up different traffic sources to your store, so your store will not be 100% reliant on Google, and the algorithm changes over time, especially during holiday seasons as well. That's when your Google ad spend could actually go up because there's more competition and there is more sales going on. If you're able to build other sustainable traffic sources to your store, then that makes you slightly less immune to those seasonal trend changes. And that's where my free Shopify marketing guide comes in, link in the description and pinned comments, so do download that. And if you enjoyed this video and found it really useful for your long-term growth of your store, remember to give it a like, do subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on how to scale up your Google Shopping ads to grow business success and become more profitable over time. I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI Doctor, signing off. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!